have in your backyard pharmacy is the one that saved my knuckle on the Alone show, after I cut it while gutting a fish. The wound was really deep and would have most likely gotten infected. Luckily, I found some yarrow growing nearby to wrap around it. The bleeding stopped in minutes. And now look, barely a scar left. Unlike a regular bandage that just protects the wound, a yarrow bandage also speeds up healing and prevents scarring. Here's a quick backyard remedy. If you ever get a toothache, try chewing on a fresh yarrow leaf, as it will numb the area and provide needed relief. And here are some recipes you'll find in your remedies guide. Infused yarrow oil for swelling and varicose veins, stop bleeding poultice, yarrow tincture for burns, cuts, bruises, and insect bites, yarrow salve for old scars, yarrow elixir for menstrual cramps and heartburn, and a simple yarrow tea for digestive upsets. If you need a natural painkiller with no risk of addiction, just grab this beautiful plant. Our ancestors used to look for it more than any other. And they used chicory to create a powerful pain-killing extract for many physical discomforts. Lactocopicrin seems to be the plant substance responsible for this. It has both sedative and analgesic effects, acting directly on the central nervous system to lessen the feeling of pain. Chicory root is also rich in chicoric acid, an anti-inflammatory compound well suited for dealing with chronic joint pain. So next time you're in pain, instead of turning to painkillers and anti-inflammatories that can harm your stomach and liver, use the chicory pain-killing tincture you'll find inside the guide. Here's a quick backyard remedy. Add 1 tablespoon of ground chicory root to your coffee or tea. It's a prebiotic and natural laxative that will help move things along and regulate your bowels. And here are some other recipes you'll find inside. Chicory salve for pain relief, chicory coffee, decoction for adrenal fatigue, chicory infusion for stuffed sinuses, the antifungal poultice, and the liver protection tincture. Over here, I grow nature's antibiotic, as I like to call it. I believe everyone should also grow this one in their garden. Regular antibiotics are lifesavers, but because they always require a prescription, they can't be stockpiled. This herbal antibiotic has no such restrictions. I turn my small harvest of chamomile into an antibacterial, but also antifungal oil. It's been proven to work against staphylococcus, streptococcus, candida, and several other nasty infections. And it doesn't hurt your good gut bacteria the way conventional antibiotics do. Here's a quick garden remedy. Take a handful of dried or fresh chamomile leaves and add them to a warm bath. Step inside to relax your entire body, especially sore muscles and aching joints. Other recipes you'll learn how to make with the guide are chamomile compresses for irritated eyes, the stomach tea, infused chamomile oil for wounds and skin ulcers, chamomile tincture for sciatica and rheumatic pain, an eczema salve, and chamomile sitz bath for hemorrhoids. The 4th plant you'll have in your backyard is California poppy. This plant is better than sleeping pills. It helps support a restorative, deep sleep like we enjoyed as children. Remember when falling and staying asleep for at least 8 hours each night were both effortless? It can be that way again, no matter what your age. And why risk the addiction and daytime exhaustion of prescription sleeping pills when you can make your own sleepy tea from this plant? Now, if your bout of insomnia is of a more serious nature, or if you're suffering from PTSD, just turn your California poppy into a more concentrated deep sleep tincture. That should do it. Other recipes you'll find inside the remedies guide are the analgesic salve, sleep tea blend, California poppy decoction for head lice, California poppy vinegar, and California poppy infusion for nervous tension. The 5th plant is called marshmallow. Now, this herb may be the most powerful aid for your digestive system. Its leaves and root are antibacterial, but most importantly, they contain a sap-like substance called mucilage. As this mucilage goes down through your digestive tract, it will gently coat your stomach, intestines, and colon with an additional protective layer, soothing any inflammation along the way. You're probably going to thank me after you try this for stomach ulcers and other digestive disorders such as heartburn, indigestion, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, and Crohn's disease. It's also one of the best ways I've found to tackle leaky gut, a common condition that's the starting point of many others, and sadly, one of the most ignored by modern medicine. The best quick remedy for marshmallow is probably this one. Pull a few marshmallow roots, wash off the dirt, and add them to a glass jar or cup. Cover with ice cold water and let the mucilage extract for a few hours. Drink for a soothing and restorative effect all along your digestive tract, from your mouth to your colon. Other recipes you'll discover: cold root infusion for heartburn and reflux, marshmallow poultice for skin repair, a decoction for stubborn coughs, the throat syrup, and my favorite, marshmallow salve for psoriasis. The sixth plant is evening primrose. It's called that because its flowers open at sunset. Each bloom lasts for exactly one night and closes again at dawn. I can't wait for you to see this miracle of nature in your garden. Our ancestors would use it to make a poultice for bruises, wounds, and skin eruptions. It turns out they were right. This plant contains two substances our skin needs but cannot produce on its own: gamma-linolenic acid and linolenic acid. They're also very important for the membranes of nerve cells, and that's probably why more and more people with unresolved nerve pain are turning to this plant. Here's a fast remedy. Grab a leaf or root of the plant and crush it finely, mixing it into a few drops of water to make a poultice. Apply it directly to a wound or skin rash to promote healing. A few other recipes you'll find inside the Remedies Guide: infused evening primrose oil for skin and nerves, anti-bruise poultice, evening primrose tea for digestive issues and mood swings, revitalizing body balm, lung tonic, cough and sore throat mixture, and cold-pressed seed oil. The seventh plant you'll want in your medicinal garden is lavender. Besides lowering anxiety, a lavender tincture can help you manage mild to moderate depression and lowers the chance of relapse. A double-blind placebo-controlled trial recently conducted in Germany showed that a certain type of lavender oil had similar effects to two of the most popular antidepressants on the market, without the risk of addiction. So anytime you're feeling stressed out at work or home, just add a few drops of lavender oil to your tea and wait for the calming effect to take over. A quick backyard remedy I like to make with lavender is this. I gather some fresh lavender from my garden and put it in a small herb pouch. Then I place the pouch inside my sleeping pillow or under my mattress. It wards off mosquitoes and other insects, but mostly it helps me fall asleep faster. Other recipes I'm going to share with you are the lavender sleep tincture, lavender tea for anxiety, lavender oil for fungal infections, acne, and dry and blotchy skin, the lavender hair mask, and lavender salve for chapped lips, cracked cuticles, rough elbows, and rough feet. The eighth plant is echinacea, and I'm sure you've heard that it boosts your immune system. A strong one might save you even if you're very sick and have no medicine available. A weak one might not, even if you have the best medicines and doctors by your side. Sadly, echinacea has fallen prey to its own popularity. It's one of the most counterfeited herbs and natural supplements out there. That's why most echinacea products on the market are little more than a placebo. They're nothing compared to the echinacea you can get from your own backyard. As we grow older, our immune system gets weaker. It's one of the main reasons that when you catch a cold in your 20s, you barely even feel it. But when you're 60, it might put you in a hospital bed for a few weeks. By middle age, you need something to help your immune system, so it can help you back. And growing your own echinacea is a great way to do that. Unfortunately, nowadays there are more and more bacteria that have become resistant to antibiotics, even the most powerful ones available. That's especially true for urinary tract and prostate infections. That's why sometimes the only way to get rid of these stubborn infections is to strengthen your immune system. And growing echinacea is the best way to do that. Here's a quick backyard remedy you'll probably end up using quite often. Dig up some echinacea roots and slice them rather thinly. Put them inside a pot with water and let everything simmer for 30 minutes. Drink hot for an immune boost at the first sign of a cold or other illness. Other remedies you'll soon make with your own powerful echinacea are the immune-stimulating echinacea tincture, an antiseptic mouthwash, echinacea oil for inflammation, the anti-germ salve, and root decoction for pains and aches. The ninth plant is an herb you really want to keep close during dark times. My first run-in with calendula happened when I was still a little girl. My grandfather, while tinkering on one of his projects, sliced his leg clean to the bone. Stubborn as he was, he refused to go see a doctor. He tied it with a thick cloth and just poured my grandmother's calendula extract on it each time he would dress the wound. Believe it or not, it never got infected and healed in weeks. you can make a calendula salve to speed up healing and minimize scarring for wounds, scrapes, cuts, sores, burns, and scalds, and to deal with all manners of rashes and insect bites. But calendula does something else that's more important than all of that. It moves lymphatic fluid and cleanses your lymphatic system of the mucky remnants of old infections and the metabolic waste we all accumulate over time. No modern drug that I know of does this. Here's a quick backyard remedy from our ancestors. During the Civil War, calendula flowers were crushed and packed directly into open wounds, and they were used by surgeons when dressing soldiers' wounds to promote healing and prevent infection. Other recipes with this plant you'll find are calendula flower infused oil for common skin problems, calendula salve to rub over old wounds and scars, calendula soak for itches and rashes, calming calendula spray for burns, tea for irritated eyes and stomach, the protective skin balm, calendula extract for skin ulcers and eczema, and anti-inflammatory ice cubes. Another plant I think you should grow is nature's aspirin, feverfew. With a patch of feverfew in your backyard, you'll always have a way to deal with a cold, lower a fever, and fight off migraines. One of the best ways to use feverfew is to turn it into an anti-migraine tincture. A few drops in your coffee or tea should be enough. An extract from feverfew flowers can be a potent pain reliever for articular and neuropathic pain as well. Here's how you can put this plant to good use in seconds. Chew some of its leaves raw whenever you have a fever or feel a migraine attack is about to strike. It's very important to do this before it hits. Other feverfew remedies you'll find in the guide are feverfew oil for inflamed joints, a natural insect repellent, the anti-migraine tincture, powerful salve for eczema, rosacea, and acne, feverfew febrifuge tea, and feverfew compress for bruised skin. You can't find these 10 seeds in one package anywhere else. Before I made the medicinal garden kit, I'd been looking for something like this for a long time, and I would have paid a lot for it. But you don't have to. And I have more good news. If you act now, there are also 2 exclusive gifts that come with your medicinal garden kit. The first one is called Wild Edibles and Medicinal Herbs You Can Forage for or Find Around Your House. This is usually sold for $29, but today you can get it for free. You can use this guide to identify all the wild medicinal plants that are growing on your property, a nearby forest, a field, a swamp, a hill, or just about anywhere plants grow. Foraging is a great way to secure both food and medicine absolutely free. The only thing you need is this guide to help you correctly identify them. The second bonus you'll receive is also worth $29, but today you can get it free as well. It's called Healing Yourself at Home with Household Items. It's the perfect guide for people who don't want to spend a lot of money on unnecessary doctor's appointments or pills. This is a very good companion for your backyard pharmacy. Besides medicinal plants, many of the things you have in your kitchen or pantry can also be turned into powerful natural remedies, like the onion cough syrup, pickled garlic, vinegar socks, the potato poultice, and many others that you may remember from your own childhood. In stories and online, you'll find all sorts of seeds collected from mass-produced plants that will sprout similar ones with little to no medicinal properties. But these industrial plants produce a lot of seeds. There's no way to match their prices when you grow high-quality seeds on a small farm. Producing organic seeds like this is very expensive, but it's also the only way to get highly effective natural remedies. These kinds of seeds are hard to find, and if you do find them, their price is probably north of $100 at least. We sold the medicinal garden kit for $79 not long ago, and we were out of stock almost all the time. But this year, as everything is getting more expensive, I did everything in my power to make the medicinal garden kit as affordable as possible so that every American that needs it can get it. So today, you can get the medicinal garden kit plus wild edibles and medicinal herbs you can forage for or find around your house, and healing yourself at home with household items. Not for $158, but for a one-time payment of just $59, which is less than a single meal in a not-so-fancy restaurant. I think you'll be thrilled with your new backyard pharmacy and how you can use it to take care of your health naturally and reduce your dependence on pharmacy-bought pills. But just in case you're not 100% satisfied, you have 365 days to ask for a full refund. Send me a short email and you'll receive all your money back, absolutely no questions asked. That's how much I believe in the medicinal garden kit. So you really have nothing to lose and everything to gain by clicking on the button below. It will take you